Hi, it's Neus, and I'm here with Heartworms.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Hola. Hi.
So why this name?
Heartworms is like a condition that happens in animals in their stomach, and it's also a there's a writer on the internet who has a project called the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, where he will take words that have actual meanings and then rewrite a different meaning to them. So for Heartworms, it's a relationship or friendship that you can't get out of your head, that you thought had ended long ago, but is still somehow alive and unfinished. And then he says something like a smoldering ember that has the power to burn down a whole forest. So it's, I don't know, something kind of like that. That's about it.
Good. Yeah. Great.
Anything to add?
You summed it up very well.
Yeah. So you just did a tour here in Spain.
We did.
How do you like Spain, Barcelona?
It's been really fun. The people, yeah. But the people have been really nice. I mean, Nina has a lot of friends here, so that she's introduced us to.
Yeah.
So it's just been really, everybody's been so nice and welcoming, and every single show that we've had has been, it reminds us of touring at home, like really, because at home the community or the music community, like when you go and play a show somewhere else, it's just so welcoming, it's self-supporting, and everybody is just like stoked to be playing music and stoked to be just, I don't know, just stoked that other people are playing music. So
do you notice any difference between the US scene or Spanish scene? Which are the differences?
I don't think we've ever been treated this well, like on tour, any of us in any of our projects ever. It's alarming and great. Like it's, I don't know.
Good.
Yeah, California has a lot of pay to play, where people who book shows will try to exploit young musicians by making them sell tickets to their shows.
Yeah.
And if they don't sell them, then they'll charge them to play the show, which is not good, but it's... Shouts out, Chain Reaction, Anaheim, California. Delane, stop emailing me.
Please, for the love of God, stop.
I don't want to play your shows, Delane. I'm sorry, we're...
Okay. So you are a band that started in California.
Yes.
But now Nina is living here, and the rest of you are living in LA. No?
Close to LA.
Close to
About
LA,
an
more or
hour
less.
outside
Okay.
on every
So
direction.
how do you deal with this? Like how it affects the band?
I'm curious to...
We don't really deal with it. We just, well, for instance, we just came to Spain to deal with it. We had a bunch of songs. Yeah, here you go.
Oh, my bad. No, sorry. Like usually I'll come home every few months, and then we'll play like a show or two. So I don't know, at least like every 5 or something months. But I haven't really been back for almost a year. Wow. So I'm really glad we got to figure this out quickly. And kind of make up for it.
Yeah, I think we both have something to add to that. It's very fitting with the name and the definition that Matt gave of Heartworms, because it's kind of like every time we don't see each other often. I mean, obviously there's an entire sea or an ocean between. Yes, that's the sea. But there's an entire ocean between Nina and us, and I mean, like, we all live an hour away from each other, so we don't practice when Nina's not here usually. But it's just cool to, when something like this happens, or anytime that Nina comes home, it's just like we jump straight back into it, and like, I don't know, it's just fun, and it's cool to be able to just pick something up right where you left it off, and just be able to do the thing that we do together.
Yes.
And that's what I think is very special about this at least to me, about this project, because like Travis and Nina and I all played in a band before. Nate played in another band that we used to play with, and then like Nina moved after we had started writing these songs, and it's still like a very big priority, but it's something that
I don't think the distance has made it any less of a priority.
Absolutely.
If anything, maybe more, because I don't know, I have a lot to compensate for.
Good.
Yeah.
Good, great.
But it's just like, I don't know, we all sort of have things that occupy our time in our lives, and so it's kind of nice to have a break from it for a little bit. But yeah, a little bit, yeah. But then, yeah, whenever we do this, it's just like we dive right back into it, and nothing has changed, even if it's been a year or a month or whatever since we've played.
Yeah. I know that you just released your first album.
Yeah.
What can you say about it?
It's our first album.
Tell me more, please.
It's an EP. It has 6 songs that we wrote over the last couple years.
Yeah.
It was recorded at Balboa Recording Studios in Glassell Park, California. Shouts out Danny and David, who are both wonderful. And it was
Bob Bielma
Bob Bielma helped mix it and then
stuff.
And then we sort of,
and Matt did a lot of
well, yeah,
the work as
we
well.
had to like kind of rush it, so I just took his mixes and tried to finish them as fast as I could. But yeah, I like those songs a lot. They're very special to me. Nate played on it too. I like that.
Yeah, like he got to write a drum part for one of the songs, which is nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
I know that you love the do-it-yourself philosophy.
Oh yeah.
Would you be open to perform in a more mainstream scene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're all open to it, but we just don't get asked to.
You will after this interview.
Maybe. I'm looking at you, Delane.
Let your people reach my people.
No, yeah, we're all open to it. It's just that's a weird market to break into. Nate kind of works with that market.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I work in the live music industry. I work for a venue that's owned by Live Nation now, so I kind of see the other end of that whole spectrum. But, or I guess of the music scene. But we met somebody in San Feliu, and she was just kind of telling, or we got into a good conversation about just like how to make it as a band, and like she really just made it a point that it has to feel organic. You can't try too hard. If you try too hard, it just doesn't feel genuine, and you're kind of just pretending to be somebody that you're not. So I think it just kind of has to happen organically.
It has to happen easily.
So if and when it happens, like, cool. If it doesn't happen, like, we're still having fun doing what we're doing, and like we're in Spain playing music, and like, I mean, granted, we had a lot of days off, and we were able to enjoy Barcelona and just like hang out. So it's honestly, touring is a glorified vacation, and as stressful as it can be sometimes, I wouldn't trade anything in the world for it.
That's a very good perspective.
Yeah.
Matt, I know that you play in so many bands, you play so many instruments, you sing, you record music. So how do you do it? Please tell us the secret.
I'm a father of 10. I make my children do the work for me. No, I don't know. It's just something that I feel like if I stop doing it, I'll die. So
keep on practice.
Yeah, and it feels good to, like, I don't know. My dad's a musician. He sort of just sat me behind drums as a baby, and so I just sort of grew up playing and teaching myself things, and it feels very good to be able to like give some of that back. And so like if someone needs a musician for a band, then I will happily play with them. If they want to record an album, I'll do that with them too. And I don't like charging people, but people are generous sometimes and will just like, you know, pay me for work. But I don't really, it's not really work. It's not really work. It's like glorified hanging out with playing music and sometimes sweating a little bit. I sweat a lot.
I just want to add something to that whole thing, just because Matt plays in so many bands. It's often there's a word that I don't know who dubbed it, but it's called pulling a Matt Sturgis.
Can you repeat that?
It's called pulling a Matt Sturgis. That's his last name.
Okay.
But what it is because
a bad idea.
It's a real bad idea, but he plays in so many bands. Sometimes he double books himself, and he will play one show at 7 p.m. on this side of the city, and then he'll have to play the show, pick up all of his stuff, throw it in his car, and then play another show with a different band on the complete opposite end of the city.
So you are similar to God, no? You are in many places.
In that I am a woman and I don't exist. Yes.
Okay. To end up a little bit serious, how do you see the future of your band, of Heartworms?
Oh, I'll let you take this.
Oh, I don't. Okay.
Well, we already wrote a new song.
Right.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, I think like right before like the process of this EP was like completed, like the the release, I was already kind of just like calling around and seeing how much it would cost to record a full length, even though we haven't written the songs yet. But we wrote one song like 2 days before the tour started, so I think that's something. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, I'm hoping to do a full length within the year and like go do more U.S. shows because I feel like that needs more attention. Yeah, I don't know.
Great.
I don't know if we like have anything planned besides just continuing doing what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, we just put out that EP, and I mean, fuck, maybe we'll do something with it. Go on a U.S. tour, maybe. I think that we should.
The first time that we have music on the internet, I guess, besides a YouTube video.
Yeah. So now people can finally... I'm excited because now I feel comfortable sending it out to people.
Send it!
Yeah, dude. But all my friends are always asking me, like, oh, like, what does your band sound like? And, like...
Counting Crows?
Do we sound like Counting
totally.
Crows?
I mean, we've been told this.
Yeah. Well...
Also, Joyce
according to some sources. But no, it's just cool to have something released and to have something to show people. So
Yeah, I heard it. It's really cool.
Thanks.
Well, so long life to Heartworms. No?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. Good.
I don't come out a lot, but it doesn't bother me. Hey, nice to see you all. Okay, let's do it. I'll go throw myself into time.